Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Bello, bello. Goo goo gaga. Sorry, chat. I was throwing the link around for today's stream. But hello, 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 hello. I hope you all are doing well. Um, I'm not doing well. Uh, it's like, spring moving into summer over here, so very pollinated, and my allergies are kicking my ass, so if I sound a little different, that's more than likely why. But without further ado, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our full playthrough of Destiny 1. Um, I don't know if you guys have heard the news, seen the news lately, but unfortunately, the end of Destiny as we know it as a game series, the actual mark deadline for the end of it has finally been made after a great many years. And sometime in July, they will drop an Age of Triumph update, very similar to the everlasting Age of Triumph update that Destiny 1 has. Um, Age of Triumph introduced these books, Ages of Triumphs, Moments of Triumphs, relating to different DLCs and seasonal activities that you would complete. Um, Unfortunately, some of them are inactive. For instance, this Moment of Triumphs one is inactive. You can't do anything towards it anymore, which is unfortunate. Um, but there are a couple ones you can still work towards, I think. I'm not too sure. I haven't tried specifically. But Age of Triumph for Destiny 2 will finally be a thing. It will finally be occurring and mark the very end of Destiny. It will be the final update for Destiny 2. And after this, they intend on laying off a bunch of their staff, which is a very unfortunate thing as well. So, for all intents and purposes, Destiny as a game in July will unfortunately be no more. You know, um, they're going to do away with Destiny, complete that final update, Moments of Triumph or Age of Triumph, leave it in a playable state, so everyone can still play and enjoy the game. But as far as we know, they don't plan on adding any more updates to it, and they plan on making some pretty huge layoffs within their company afterwards, and that will more than likely obliterate a lot of the crew, whatever remains anyway, that has worked on Destiny throughout its existence, from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And they have no intentions of making a Destiny 3 anytime soon to kind of uplift their company. Yeah, you should kill me. That's a good idea. It's a really unfortunate thing to see, because it looks like they intend on relying solely on Marathon, which is most certainly not a long-term sustainable project that is going to get them the money or the fan base that Destiny did. Not even close. And so who knows, with the finishing of Destiny 2, it may very well be the actual end of Bungie as we know it. Like, their long run will come to an end, and they may very well be absorbed by Sony, I imagine. Considering their main moneymaker, they effectively kind of failed to, what's the word? Failed to meet the expectations of fans and actually run Destiny 2 in a worthwhile fashion that kept people engaged and happy. And so they are kind of emergency ending it, like pulling the e-brake, canceling all future updates because of the current state of the game. And I guess they intend on relying solely on Marathon or whatever other project they want to work on, which is a shame, because again, Marathon is not going to keep them afloat for very long. It's already dipping in numbers and already kind of becoming another obscured extraction shooter, because most extraction shooters are kind of very plain, very cookie cutter, they're all the same. So Marathon is very quickly, much like Arc Raiders, already joining the ranks of, like, monthly to bi-monthly extraction shooter games people will play till they get bored of the genre again. And I just don't think it's going to sustain Bungie long-term whatsoever, so this may be not only an end to Destiny 2, but an end to Bungie. I don't know. But regardless of the good and the bad, we're here to play Destiny 1 and enjoy this story, which has been kept in a timeless state. So that's what we're going to do. Last session, when we sat down, we were introduced to the Rise of Iron DLC, where Siva, a terraforming artificial intelligence, which looks an awful lot like Rasputin and a lot of his inner systems, perhaps there's some kind of connection there. It was running rampant. It was let out by the House of Devils, who were like ripping into a part of the Cosmodrome where it had lied, and they had to break free. And now there's a major outbreak. It has morphed the Elixni into these spliced Elixni, these spliced Fallen, that are much stronger, much deadlier. And they're very, very interesting and very terrifying. And it's even terraformed the atmosphere, the land itself, in a great many ways. And we have to put a stop to it. So we should speak to Lord Saladin at the Iron Temple to figure out what more we can do. Speaking of which, we found Sepix Prime. However, he has instead been remade as Sepix Perfected by Siva, and we almost got rid of him. However, he fled the scene before we could do much more to him. And then Saladin joined us on atop of this Iron Temple, which seems to be an old watchtower that he resides in. So we're now going to talk to him about what's going on with this Siva stuff and what the next plan is. The entire life of the Destiny franchise lived and died before GTA 6. That's true. At this point, we'd just be saying fucking anything before GTA 6 until it comes out. Cracked fine shit before GTA 6. Yup. November 19th. What does that mean? Is November 19th the supposed launch date for GTA 6? After it's been pushed back 5 times? Okay, so we have until November, November 19th, supposedly hard set, to do as many things as we possibly can, so we have an accolade of things we did before GTA 6.
Let's get some answers.
Memory of Radagast. Oh, okay, yeah, these are the various memories.
Fury stood out even among the Iron Lords.
Memory of
That
Timur.
same fury clouded his judgment.
I think do I have that with me?
Control your
I
emotions.
don't. I'm such a chud. I think they have access here for attuned to the memory of Radagast. Yay, yay, yay. I did it.
We cannot waste time. Not with Siva on the move. Stand strong, Titan.
Oh, I need an Iron Lord's legacy. I forget how you get those and be so for real.
That is your light, and it will arm you with a fire no weapon can quench.
No, I don't want to access their Eververse. There we go. I want this one. You want the fix up. Yup, that's right. Yeah, Memory of Timur. I can't use it quite yet. I think I need some kind of item to make use of it. And I don't remember how I get that item, but... What does this one do? Reflect energy-based restriction. No, that's so lame. Oh wait, is she gonna give me the attunement for it because I have it in my hand? Or in my inventory, rather?
Help.
Yes, she will give me Timur's. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is huge. I can just attune to that motherfucker right away. I loved his the most because it was like you melee enemies and you can bring them onto your side. Melee attacks on minor minions of the darkness have a chance to temporarily turn the target against its allies. That's crazy. And when it says minor enemies of the darkness, that's such a lie too, right? Because I recall even turning like yellow bar elix like fallen captains before, bending them to my will. This shit was not no low class, no little guy.
To keep Siva contained. Since that day, I have kept watch for its return, for the day we'd be required once again.
Long ago, the flames on this mountaintop stood as a symbol to humankind that the Iron Lords would protect them. If the need has arisen again, I think you should be the one to relight the fires.
Long ago, the flames...
Oh, he says that after I accept it. Well, I already said it, so... La 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 la.
That the Iron Lords would
Can't hear
protect
you.
them.
I already read it. Light. Don't get too close to the fire, doggies. Shiro 4. Dude, Shiro's such a goat. Shiro is such a goat. I really wish they used him in Destiny 2 at all. I think he's only slightly mentioned in a couple of armor passages at best.
Guardian, Cade speaks highly of you.
Dude, this guy's just fucking charring.
Yes. We haven't met yet. I'm Tyra Khan.
We've spoken
I
twice.
was once the archivist in service of the Iron Lords. Saladin called me back because he believes my knowledge of what happened here could be of use.
That scout the Vanguard sent, Shiro, he asked me to look at the logs you brought back. I passed along what I could gather, and now he's asking to
Scout the
see
Vanguard
you.
sent? Shiro? He asked me to look at those logs.
Hey there, Shiro.
Hey, we spoke on the radio. I'm Shiro 4. I run scouting missions for Cade and Vanguard.
Those logs you pulled show a major fallen occupation in what Saladin's calling the Plague Lands. We want to send in a force to fight them, but we need someone to go in first and clear the path. Don't suppose you'd be interested?
Those logs you pulled showed a major fallen occupation out in what
Destroy the
Saladin's
heavy
calling
weaponry the
Plague
Fallen are
Lands.
using to defend the
I've had
Seaver
the tower scramble
replication.
reinforcements, but
Okay.
we're going to need someone to guide them in. Don't suppose you know anyone who'd be interested.
What a goated line to end on in orbit. Okay. Oh, this mission here. Okay. So, clear the way to the heart of the Siva threat and open a new front on this war for other Guardians. For the Guardians. I can't make it any tougher, so... I guess I'll just have to be 200 levels above the enemy. Whoa.
The Iron Lords believed we could contain Siva by destroying the chamber where it was produced. These Fallen must have restarted the process. We need to get back into the chamber and cut off the flow of Siva at the source.
I think we need to focus on what we know. The Fallen have occupied a military bunker in the Plague Lands. We won't get any reinforcements in that area until the Fallen's artillery is taken out.
The Fallen are a symptom. Siva is the disease.
Yeah. What he said. Alright, chat.
All right. Vanguard reinforcements are standing by. But until those guns are down, they can't leave the hangar. I need you to shut them down. Guardian,
You got it, boss.
there's a dead Vandal near you. Can you give me a scan?
Understood.
Dead Splicer. This exact same mesh, like this same dead Splicer, is the apparently the only
Armor is
thing.
enhanced. Weapons have
Hold
been
on.
modified. Cybernetic enhancements.
Most Fallen houses have a sect dedicated to this sort of thing. They're called Splicers. They're like body hackers, bioengineers.
It is worse than I feared. The Splicers are not only using Siva to transform this place, they are using its technology to transform themselves.
This exact same mesh of the like dead Splicer Vandal is the only Splicers available that can be seen, apparently in the Destiny 2 Plague Lands, which is such a shame. The Ash and Iron, like DLC, well, DLC is putting it pretty heavily. The Ash and Iron season was the perfect excuse for Bungie to bring back Siva and a lot of the brilliant things that were added with the Rise of Iron DLC, and they just refused to. And it's kind of really saddening, because I feel like Ash and Iron could have been a lot more, and it ended up just kind of being really lame because it was harkening back to Maya Sundaresh, which, in my personal opinion, was already a really boring-ass villain that I didn't really care about to begin with. Ever since her larger debut in, ever since her hinting,
Done some remodeling.
the hinting at her
They're
existence.
taking the middle for
Hang
something
on,
big.
fucking yapping.
Hope they're not using it to toughen up those gun emplacements.
After hinting at her existence at the end of the season of the Splicer in Destiny 2, and then her actual debut in Echoes Act 1 at the end of Final Shape, I was just completely disinterested in whatever or whoever the character Maya Sundaresh was, and their involvement with the Vex, and the fact that they're a conductor and they can turn the Vex on their side, and they've got this weird holographic collar thing on the Vex whenever they're working with her or whatever the fuck. I was just completely disinterested in it, and then to see that she was, oh, look, now she's commanding Cabal as well. Leftover Red Legion Cabal in the area, and they're in the Plaguelands. It was kind of boring. I feel like they could have made it interesting if they'd said something along the lines of, like, Maya Sundaresh is commanding Cabal Red Legion, like, leftover troops to assault a Exodus ship. Because another piece of Destiny lore, there were these ships that were, like, the Exodus Black, and there were multiple of these ships, and they were large colony ships meant to be some of the first on a planet, and they had Siva placed into these ships, because at the time Siva was going to be a massive artificial intelligence, like, terraforming system that would terraform planets for humanity during the Golden Age. Now, of course, Siva never got to fully be seen through to fruition. It never got completed as a project. It was like 90% there, which is why it works so well in this DLC and is such a force to be reckoned with, but it was never fully finished, right? So, but it could have been, like, there's an Exodus Black ship somewhere in the Cosmodrome in that area, and Maya Sundaresh is commanding these Cabal to break in and release the Siva. Whether it's to give her more power or just to cause more trouble in the area, to keep the Guardians' eyes off of her while she does something else in the corner. The Cabal then succeed, unleash Siva, and reignite the Plaguelands, and we have to fight back this infection a second time. I feel like that would be 500 times more interesting than she is here, she is commanding Cabal, all they're really doing is seizing a little bit of land, and that's kind of it. Respectfully, really boring. Really uninspired. Is that the Wrath of the Machine raid entrance?
I've never seen the Fallen do anything on this scale before. I'm calling for more reinforcements.
You said yourself reinforcements will be useless until the guns are down. Besides, they will not be prepared for what they'll find.
Damn, my aim is ass today. Oh, that's an exploder shank. Oh, my HP. Ow. These fucking shank hurt, bro. Push into the Plaguelands. Oh yeah, but this is the
Siva was technology, but it's like something alive, growing, out of control.
The Wrath of the
These
Machine.
devil splicers are using Siva, but they cannot control it. They are like children with a new toy.
I don't know of any toys that eat Russian industrial complexes.
What do we? The Wrath of the Machine was the raid that came out with this DLC. and it's so cool that they like show the entrance right here. This is the first encounter. You fight I believe his name is like Voxus, the Splicer priest. Big fella, he's got like 1,000,000 eyes. Super cool fight. Super cool fight, really fun like starting area. There's just this big like wide open warehouse looking area. I love a lot of the architecture of the Cosmodrome because it's very like abandoned, derelict industrial area look and feel to it. But with Siva also creeping through its atmosphere, I think it really does something for the environment. It looks awesome.
Those guns were destroyed during the collapse. How did the Fallen...
It's not the Fallen.
I can.
Maybe it's not, but the Fallen are the ones pulling the triggers out here. The Vanguard wants them taken down, we take them down.
It's getting worse the farther we get in. I wonder if we can even reach the Siva chamber.
It was also really great seeing how the environment just kind of changed.
Detecting a high concentration of Siva.
Yeah, they're firing at the wall as well, which is super cool because that's where, like, their raid takes place later on the wall.
But be careful. There's something familiar about all this.
It's really cool to see how this environment changes a lot with the snow everywhere too.
Destroy the generators and then take down Shiro's zombie guns.
No idea where that fragment is. Another reason to love the Necrochasm. The ad clear. He's my friend. Kill those guys. I'm thinking once we finish Destiny 2, or Destiny 1, excuse me. Once we finish Destiny 1 by completing this DLC and officially completing this little mini-series of playing through all of Destiny 2, or Destiny 1, god damn it. I think it would be fitting to play Destiny 2 to give it a proper respect and a proper send-off. But, you know, what with all of this happening and the game now having an actual, due date, a shelf life, an expiration date, so to speak, in sight, I feel it's only right to give the game the respect it deserves, from me, anyhow, given the memories that it's given me, both in Destiny 1 and in Destiny 2, and playing through the DLC that I have. I'll probably buy the Renegades DLC and see how that is and stream it and everything. I think it would just be a fun thing to do for me, and also just to do for the Twitch channel, as it were, to kind of give it its send-off, and we'll even play into the Age of Triumph once that comes around, if we finish all of the usual content beforehand.
That's it. Shield is collapsing. You should be clear.
If I didn't know better, I'd say the splicers were creating a beachhead. Something of this scale could be used against the city. Guns are upstairs. Take them out.
Sir, yes, sir.
So, those destroyed guns? Siva undestroyed them.
Undestroyed?
Look for a central Siva node inside those emplacements. Destroy that, and it will break the Fallen's hold on the gun.
Get ready. Fallen are sending in reinforcements.
I think this is the first time we were also introduced to, like, Scorch cannons that were of another element. Because I'm pretty sure those are, like, these are arc ones.
Keep it going. Air support is standing by, but they can't do much while those guns are still up.
Nice, I got both of them.
Great job. Hawks are inbound. Just hold the area until they get there.
I think Sepix Perfected spawns here again.
Shiro, I'm pretty sure that air support isn't going to get here.
Oh, never mind. Just a Perfected Walker.
It's working.
Saladin.
It's directing the corruption to resurrect the guns.
Got him. Hiya!
Centuries passed and I have learned nothing.
Oh yeah.
Shiro, can your forces secure that area?
We'll do our best.
Try. I need the Guardian to return to the temple. If we are to avoid the mistakes which led us here, he and I must speak about the fall of the Iron Lords.
Yep, get rid of these yucky nodes. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Oh boy, I got a 340 chest plate. I love Best Galaxy so much. Madly in love with Best Galaxy.
This may not make sense to you, but it took your fight to remind me that Immortality is not the same as invincibility.
I don't understand.
When the ghosts first found us, those who were chosen were blessed with power, but not wisdom. The Iron Lords came together in search of a solution to mankind's struggles. Instead, we found Siva. We dreamt of using Siva to build starships, colonies. We would become what the Traveler always believed we could be.
But something happened.
Siva had been lost to time. When Temur tracked it to the Cosmodrome, we thought our quest was finally over. Siva would be ours for the taking. Rasputin responded. More than 100 Iron Lords entered the Plague Lands. Only 9 reached the replication chamber.
Which is
But
crazy.
since we were chosen by the Traveler and our cause was just, we were certain the day would be ours. Until Siva took control. It infected our weapons, our armor. The corruption puppeted us against one another. In the end, Yolder sealed the chamber with the Iron Lords inside, rather than let Siva escape. The battle was won. Heroes died. And our mistakes stayed here.
But Rasputin survived.
This is not Rasputin. But neither is it something I know how to fight. They are using Siva in ways we never even imagined.
How would the Fallen have learned more about Siva than the Iron Lords? Or better yet, where did they learn?
They haven't mastered Siva yet. This is all still new to them. See Tyra. She studied Siva's origins. If there's a way to track the Fallen's discoveries, she will know where to look.
We still have a chance, boys. We back. Shira does not need us. What would you like, Tyra Karn?
There's really only one place the Fallen could have gained control of Siva. The labs at Clovis Bray. That's where the technology was developed, and honestly, I don't know that they're smart enough to have looked anywhere else.
Timur was on the trail of Clovis Bray, but his sources were incomplete. You can finish his work, Guardian. Go to Mars, find the answers we need. See, it's so interesting. Oh shit, I have to.
Stored by the Cryptarchs themselves.
There we go.
We cannot let
It was so interesting to hear that, like after having played Destiny 2, going back to Destiny 1 and hearing key names like Clovis, for instance, is just such a mindfuck. because I now know exactly who Clovis is, what he looks like, what he sounds like, what he's done, what he did do, the current state of him in Destiny 2, like, all of that information. Like, I have context, you know? And it's so awesome being able to go back and go, okay, so this character was looking for him here, and it makes perfect sense that, you know, Teamer was looking for him on Mars, because that's precisely where most Clovis Bray stations were. And what do you know? You know, one of the largest Clovis Bray stations we're able to find, where Rasputin was developed anyway, is on Mars. So it's just super cool. Super cool. Alright, the mission is called Download Complete. Open the Forgotten Archives at Clovis Bray and search for a way to defend against Siva. That's so crazy that hundreds of Iron Lords entered and only 9 made it to the chamber.
In
They
searching
never
for more information on
Oh,
Siva,
okay.
I discovered some recent unexplained phenomena originating near Clovis Bray.
That's deep in Cabal territory. I find it unlikely the Fallen would have had time to experiment in those labs undisturbed.
True, but there are records of Siva prototypes that were never recovered. They could be the missing link.
Lord Teamer spoke of Siva prototypes too. Very well, old friend. Let's follow this path.
Shit, what was I gonna say? I paused for dialogue and forgot what I was gonna say.
You should be in the vicinity any time now.
Oh well. Time to kill some Skyburners. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's so crazy that like hundreds of Iron Lords entered the Plague Lands, or not the Plague Lands, but the.
Though it may take some investigation to locate the Siva prototypes once you're there.
I have faith in our young wolf there. He will find our way forward. I'm certain of it.
It's crazy that
Did
they
you just call one of us a young wolf?
they entered the
Because it's probably
Cosmodrome
less endearing if he meant me.
to get Siva, and Rasputin fought them back to the point where there was only 9 of them left to confront Siva. And it kind of leads me to like, I wonder if Rasputin, because Rasputin's always had like a neutral ground against Guardians, not a friend but not a direct enemy either. He kind of acts on his own, and we especially see that at the end of the Rasputin, like the Warmind DLC, the 3rd DLC in Destiny 2, or the second one technically, second DLC for Destiny 2. We see that at the end where Rasputin pretty much explains that he will remain completely autonomous and no one will control him. He will do what he wants. So a part of me wonders if Rasputin attacked the Iron Lords back then because he just didn't fuck with them, or if he attacked them to try and protect Siva for the Iron Lord's own good because he knew what Siva was capable of and didn't want anyone else getting involved in it to cause an outbreak. Or, you know, and then Saladin also mentioned Siva took control. So I also wonder if Siva became aware of what the Iron Lords were up to and took control of a sect of Rasputin and used his weapons to attack them on the way to the chamber. It does leave it very ambiguous, but it's a very interesting piece of story, I feel. You know? Very interesting. It's one of those particulars we'll never get answers to, but I do wonder anyway. Hello. Alright, he's my friend now.
Okay, what do we have here?
The moment you betray me, I'm going to kill you.
Would be so easy. There's an intact data store just below us.
What is it, little guy? He'll never know. Asshole. Well, that's a Colossus.
Unfortunately, my intel says you're going to need to make your way underground.
Falling great distances is actually our specialty. Elevator shaft, anyone?
Yes, Ghost.
The doors to the elevator shaft should be here somewhere. Nothing says we're in the right place, like Dead Fallen. There, that's the Bray Research Archive. Now to rummage through its files. Interesting. There were multiple prototypes, each programmed to serve a different function. One that built constructs, viral armor enhancements, that's neat. And we have a winner, cybernetic diagnostics. Exactly what the Fallen would need to... Oh, maybe later. We've got company.
Oh, hell yeah. We even completed a bounty. Where's that Colossus? There he is. Holy shit, he is moving. And he is now dead. I'm sorry. I had to kill you. It was so I could progress the
young wolf
mission.
strikes again. Tyra, the prototype archives, will they be enough to identify a weakness in the Fallen's hold on Siva?
I have to remind you, of all people, that I'm a scholar, not a scientist. Don't worry, old friend. Between myself and Shiro, we won't leave a single stone unturned. You'll have your defense.
Back to the Iron Temple. Back to the lobby.
Tell me.
Holy Edgewalk over there.
I feared I might lose you to the buried city. It once served me well long ago. We're grateful for the help.
I can do that too.
I suppose we should be grateful for the resolutions that have not come undone here.
Why, hello there, fellow Guardian.
There was a particular smell when we entered the Siva complex, like metal on fire.
There was a particular smell when we entered the Siva complex, like metal on fire. That's crazy.
We were so young, so confident in our victory, and yet we lost everything.
We've analyzed the data from Clovis Bray, and Shiro has found a way to temporarily disrupt the Splicers' control over Siva. It's time to finish this.
Analyzed the Clovis Bray data.
Huge, huge.
A way to temporarily disrupt
What
the
is
Splicers'
my...
control over Siva.
What's my
One
city?
way or another,
Oh, it's the
my
Taken
long
Shiver.
vigil is almost at its end, and I have you to thank. Let's finish it.
I must go.
What other treasures do the Clovis
What a
Bray
kindly fellow. W player. Okay, so what is next? Descend into the replication chamber and stop the flow of Siva. Complete mission, the Iron Tomb. Is this already the last mission? No way. No way. I think this is the one where we, like, go in and, like, kill all the Iron Lords and stuff. What? That's like five mission DLC.
When the Splicers started
No
fusing
way.
Siva into their systems, they created a massive network to control the nanotech. So, just like they took down our sensor grid, we're going to take down theirs. That should neutralize Siva long enough for you to enter the replication complex.
This is where my fellow Iron Lords sacrificed their
Oh my god, it
lives.
is. This is the last
We
mission.
must stop the flow of Siva now and forever, no matter the cost.
There are a lot of splicers between you and that replication chamber, Guardian.
Oh, hey man.
Stay alert.
Ginkus. Oh, Grinkus. That's what that motherfucker had me for a second. Oh man, and we even get to race through this environment too. What a well done environment, truly. What the hive? What the hell are you guys even doing here, bro? Get lost. Get lost. Get out of here, bro. Splicer intel relay. Oh.
The Splicers have built a fortress to protect the entrance to the complex. Short-sightedly, they decided to use the reactor in an old oil tanker as a power source. That's going to be our ticket.
Picking up a strong energy signature nearby.
That'll be the reactor. Swapping the fusion cell should knock out the network for a few minutes. Defenses, replication, everything.
Okay, pull the fusion cell and switch it with its counterpart. Okay, tinkering with an unstable Golden Age reactor infested with SIVA. Child's play. Wow, that was fast.
This is almost too easy.
Maybe, but it won't last.
Move, Guardian. The SIVA replication complex awaits. The Iron Lord's original plan was to destroy the replicator in the SIVA chamber. Yolda's explosion apparently only damaged it. So when you reach the chamber, you will need to finish what she began.
That won't stop the Fallen from using the SIVA they already have.
There's more than one battle in a war.
I swear I saw an engram back there.
What was that?
Saladin said the Fallen couldn't control SIVA. I'm guessing that disrupting their hold on it is having some adverse effects.
I wouldn't celebrate too quickly.
Yeah, this area is also, like, majestic. This fucking, like, molten hot... I don't even know. It's just, like, lava, molten hot metal. The ground's cracked and it's coming from it, so... I don't know, it's hard to say, but... really cool-ass area. There's even like an old Golden Age tank there. Awesome. I've actually not even been to the Plague Lands in Destiny 2. But I would like to give it a look, just to see how things have changed. If things have changed. Oh, am I going in this way? I am. Okay.
Only a few of us reached the replication complex. The worst of Rasputin's defenses had already blanketed this entire area. Frames. Constructs. Some things I haven't seen before or since. They felt no pain. No fear.
All we've seen so far is fallout.
Yeah, and I guess if I had to say, I reckon these constructs may very well be the same ones that we see in Destiny 2.
Last time his presence was almost physical. I think he was trying to communicate, but we did not understand.
How can you be so certain Rasputin won't get involved once we're inside?
The Vanguard still believe Rasputin to be simply a war mind. He hasn't been that for a very long time.
I guess we may very well have a glimpse into what frames he's referring to, because we do see Rasputin create frames anyway during, it was like the season where we're trying to reclaim bits and pieces of Rasputin that the Hive have infested and taken over. I can't remember which season that was exactly, but I'm pretty sure later in the season we were introduced to the Rasputin frames, and he would create like heavy frames and normal like Red Jack looking frames and stuff. It's pretty cool. But that could be what he's referring to.
So when we stop the production of SIVA, because it'll be that easy, what about who's controlling it?
I have some leads on that. Fallen chatter about some crazy splicer priest who wants to play God. I'm kind of with Saladin now, though. Zealots can take a back seat until the heavy lifting is done.
That is in reference to Axis, the Archon priest, who is the boss at the very end of the Wrath of the Machine raid. While we're working with Saladin, all of our work here is purely to stop the reproduction of SIVA. So it no longer has control over the land. It can no longer continue to splice splice the Fallen, at least from this large general location. Stopping SIVA truly, however, comes from completing the Wrath of the Machine raid, where we destroy its main figurehead controlling it, Axis. But you guys won't get to see that because I don't have a raid team. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Watch someone else play through it. There are legit plenty of, like, no dialogue videos of people doing the Wrath of the Machine raid. You can get your fix that way. Hello? Who's using a scorch cannon? Oh. That guy. Couple of little guys over here thought they could hide.
Beneath you. Look for a way down.
Found it.
Why aren't there ever
Oh
stairs?
shit. Oh fuck. Ooh. It's always the black water.
You are close to Siva's dark heart, young wolf. Be on your guard.
Phew. Oh, nice. Several of them just ran right into him.
I did what I could to protect their resting place, but I knew what would happen if someone found it. We were touched by the light. I didn't even know someone with the Traveler's Gift could die. Until they did.
Okay, hold on. Before we complete this...
Find the replicator and deactivate it. Only that will stop the flow of Siva once and for all.
Before we complete this, I've got to hit the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, this is it. This is the finale of this little mini-series. This is the end. Once we complete this, we will have finished Destiny 1 and all 4 of its DLCs, and our mini-series to do a complete playthrough of Destiny 1 will be complete, effectively.
Those things on the ceiling. I'm detecting DNA. They're human.
Human? That's not possible.
Entering self-destruct. What's happening?
No, it can't be. Young Wolf, finish this.
We need to go. We need to go very fast.
Well done, my young wolf. Siva is gone, and the Iron Lords are at peace. Return to the Iron Temple. You have earned your reward.
And that is it. We have done it. Oh, and we got Yolder's helm. Forgot about that. We're about to get a dope-ass cutscene.
The Siva replicator is destroyed. We found this near it.
Thank you. She would be honored. My brothers and sisters, I will see you again. Someday. You've given them back to me. Approach. There was a time that only Iron Lords carried these blades. There are many like this in our armory, but this one is new. It is yours, young wolf. You are the first of a new generation. Take your place as an Iron Lord.
W fucking cutscene. Stanced up and everything with the sword tip touch on the floor. Tell me that's not cool as shit. But, unfortunately, that's the end. That is the final DLC that Bungie ever put out for Destiny 1. They followed that DLC up with a update called Age of Triumphs. And the Age of Triumphs was somewhat of a big revamp. It raised all of the previous raid bosses and raids and their difficulties up to present level. It made their armor much stronger. They gave them new armor designs at that. Lots of very glowy and fantastical armor sets, like the one that I'm wearing. That is the armor set for completing Crota. The Crota raid, that's what this armor set here is, the Willbreaker set. Aside from Mark of the Pit. But this is the entire Crota set, just about. Worked my ass off to get my hands on it. But that's when they came out with Age of Triumph, which was, you know, celebrating the game, celebrating the moments within it, celebrating everything you've accomplished while playing Destiny 1, from, you know, your entry into the game as a new light to the completion of raids, certain events. The Dawning even occurred during this, like the Christmas time event, and so they came out with a booklet for that as well, to complete like Dawning related things. So it was a very fun and really cool and exciting time in Destiny 1 because, you know, it was like we're celebrating everything.
Well, hello, Lord Guardian. I'd congratulate you for stopping the production of SIVA, but we've still got some cleanup to do.
You know, so it was a really awesome time in Destiny history, and Destiny 1 was coming to a close, and that's when they created Destiny 2. And we all played Destiny 1 religiously until Destiny 2 dropped, and the migration day where everyone got on to play it on launch was so exciting. One of the most exciting and anticipating things ever. Destiny 2's launch, I had never felt more close to the community than I ever had before. Like, sitting there, seeing that there was a queue in the thousands for people to get into the game, it almost felt like I was excitedly waiting in line in anticipation alongside other fans who were waiting alongside me in line in equal excitement and anticipation for something that we all loved. You know? It, even recalling it now, it brings back like a very warm and fuzzy feeling. You know what I mean? It was a very exciting time in Destiny's history to be like starting up Destiny 2 for the first time on its launch and seeing that queue and being like, oh shit, you know, everybody's here. The whole community is here to play Destiny 2 right now and see what the story is and everything, because everyone was so enthralled with the concept of like the Traveler being captured, this warmonger Gaul, you know, and the Red War was just a fantastic story. So, yeah. Oh, this is where Shiro mentions Axis. I'd congratulate you for stopping the production of SIVA. We've still got some more cleanup to do. I've been tracking down some more intel on the Fallen who was pulling SIVA's strings, a zealot named Axis. You might have slowed him down for now, but when you're ready, we need to start thinking about how to stop him for good. And this is a quest line that pretty much leads you to completing the Wrath of the Machine raid. But that is, of course, a raid, and I do not have 5 other people who are willing to go through it right now, and I don't have the time to do that anyway.
I once thought the story of the Iron Lords was finished, but it seems you have added a new chapter.
There's something about you, Guardian.
Quite unexpected.
You have a habit of being at the center of history. I'll have to keep my eye on you.
There is something about you, Guardian. You have a habit of being at the center of history.
The Fallen wants to... The Vanguard wants to maintain a constant presence in the Plaguelands. Get down there. Show the splicers we mean business. Vanguard would be more than happy.
Presence in the Plaguelands.
Yep. Kill people.
Face your fears.
Quests that I will more than likely never complete. And then the Postmaster. What did I forget out there? A helmet.
The Iron Lords left an oath unfulfilled. The Guardians will...
Let's get some answers.
But yeah,
I really have our history.
Unfortunately, that was the end of Destiny 1. After completing this DLC, we all got together and played through the Age of Triumphs add-on, that big update, and then that was it. We all migrated over to Destiny 2, and that's how it's been since. So, we've officially completed our playthrough of Destiny 1. I think it goes without saying that Destiny has been an extremely impactful game on a lot of people's lives more than just my own. I started playing Destiny 1 when I was maybe like 10 or 11. I got it on the PlayStation 3 for my birthday. I was really excited to get a PlayStation. I used to be really bad with like taking care of electronics. I had tablets and laptops that I had broken, and so I had to go through somewhat of a rite of proving with my dad, which was kind of funny, where he started me off with systems like the N64 and the GameCube, and I would slowly rise through the ranks, PS1, PS2, and then eventually for one of my birthdays he got me a PlayStation 3, and Destiny for it with the Dark Below DLC. The Dark Below DLC was the only DLC that had dropped for the game at the time. The House of Wolves was around the corner, like the House of Wolves DLC reveal trailer was around the corner. But so far we hadn't heard any other news about Destiny. And so I had gotten the PlayStation 3, started playing Destiny 1, and all there really was the vanilla story, as well as the couple missions that the Dark Below added, and then the the Crota raid, of course, and the Vault of Glass raid with base game Destiny. But I played through all of those. I had a fantastic time doing it, and more importantly, I was able to bond with my dad playing that game. Not that we had a shaky relationship prior, but it was just something we could bond together with and play. And that's how I started Destiny 1 anyway. And I continued playing from there. The House of Wolves DLC, it was absolutely fantastic. For the first time we got to see like friendly Elixni with the addition of Varix to the game. The character Varix, which is exactly what I get my name from. And it was a really exciting DLC. And then we got the Taken King, which had to be one of the largest content drops the game received. Rich with story, really interesting and terrifying concepts, and a terrifying villain at that, Oryx. And then we had, the Rise of Iron DLC, which I felt was on par with the Oryx DLC, equally terrifying enemy or enemy conglomerate, enemy type, terrifying faction, terrifying concepts, but we braved those too. And so I grew up alongside Destiny and its development, quite literally. And it was a game that kept me active, it kept me creative. I fell in love with the universe. I fell in love with the complexity of the game's writing. It inspired me to write and create in a complex and interesting manner. Oh yeah. I've been around for all of it, man, all of it. But it's been a really good time, for what it's worth. Destiny has been a fantastic game. And like anything, it will have ups and downs, goods and bads, right? But I would say for the most part, it has been a really fun and a really fantastic game. No walking trail is without divots in the road. There will be no project that is completely perfect without a hitch. It's going to happen. There are going to be high highs and there are going to be low lows. But I don't think the bad moments that Destiny had throughout its existence outweigh the good moments it had and the good moments it promoted other people having throughout its existence whatsoever. Destiny has been a beautiful experience, and having grown up myself alongside the game, I've had nothing but love and appreciation for it. And even into Destiny 2, even when, the game was having low points where people weren't receiving certain things very well, I enjoyed it anyway. For instance, a lot of people really don't care for the first and second DLC that dropped for Destiny 2. The Curse of Osiris DLC and the Warmind DLC, I thought those were pretty good. I genuinely enjoyed them. I really enjoyed playing through them. I had a lot of fun with them. I can understand why they might not be other people's favorites, but I enjoyed them. and I enjoyed Forsaken after that. I enjoyed a lot of the seasonal side content, but regardless, you know, as it stands, Destiny now has an end date for itself, and that is coming sometime in July. So, the purpose of having created this little mini series, I guess, of redoing all of Destiny 1 is to relive the fun and the immaculate storytelling that Destiny 1 had. Reliving the nostalgia of playing Destiny 1, of course, because for some people it is accessible, like myself, who has kept the game with me through thick and thin. I still have it on disc. That's what it's running on. I've kept the disc with me forever, and I probably will keep it forever, even if Destiny 1 servers shut down someday. It'll be like a fun little relic I can keep on my shelf on display or something. You know what I mean? But I've had this game with me for the longest time, and so for anyone who still has, like, at least a PS4 era game, or whatever the Xbox equivalent to that is, and can take it with them and still play it to this day because of backwards compatibility, those are the lucky few. But to people who have gotten rid of the game for one reason or another, or the system they could play it on, or have just been strictly PC players, and thus never got the chance to play Destiny 1 as it never released on PC, this whole little mini-series of completing Destiny 1 has kind of been for that. For reliving the nostalgia, for reliving the good times, for reliving the beautiful story of Destiny 1, and even to catalog it for myself, and create like a little series I can look back on whenever and be like, yeah, I was able to document myself playing through Destiny 1 again. You know, this is what I have saved. It's memories that can never be taken away, you know, captured in video-esque form, I guess. So, that's what the purpose of creating this little mini-series was about, is just going through the story, having a blast, reminiscing, and now that has effectively come to an end. Dredgen Blackfire, that's a baller name. Now that has effectively come to an end. With the completion of the Rise of Iron DLC, that marks this little mini-series as technically over. So, the plan going forward is, obviously, with the completion of this, I don't really have a need to do any more Destiny 1 streams. I may do one here and there if I just so happen to be bored, want to jump on a game for a little bit and stream and talk to you guys. I can always jump on Destiny 1 and complete any, like, side missions. But I think time like that, where I'm just jumping on a game to shoot some stuff and complete side objectives, I think time like that would be better spent doing it on Destiny 2. And so, considering Destiny 2 now has an expiration date, for lack of a better term, and is coming to an end sometime in July, to pay Destiny the proper respect that I feel it deserves, for myself anyway, and give it the proper send-off in my head, seeing as, you know, it'll have somewhat of a golden hour with the Age of Triumphs, but unfortunately looking at the large scale and timeline of the game, Bungie is not giving it the send-off it deserves. If you ask me, what I feel it really deserves is, you know, it should have had, like, a good DLC, and then Age of Triumphs after that. Perhaps if they just didn't do Renegades altogether. Now, granted, I have not played Renegades, so I can't speak on the actual quality or performance of the content, and I haven't finished Edge of Fate, so I can't speak on that either. But if they finished Final Shape and then did Age of Triumph, I feel like that would be the best ending, because we will have completed the Light and Darkness saga, and then we get an Age of Triumph, and, you know, Destiny 2 is closed out. But I can see why they continued on afterwards. It's just a shame that they showed us the whole timeline, told us what they were going to do for the game, got through a quarter of that, failed to, you know, reach fan expectations, and then canceled the rest of it by pulling the emergency brake effectively for the game and saying, okay, Age of Triumph's time. You know? So, it's a really unfortunate set of circumstances. It's not the most graceful way that Destiny is going out, and I do think it deserves better. But with the current state that Bungie is in, and with the state that it's going to be in after Destiny 2 ends, as they've already mentioned, they're going to be cutting a lot of the chaff from their company and laying a lot of people off, which will do a lot of damage to the company, but also remove a lot of people who worked on Destiny 2 yet again. And the foreseeable future looking very Destiny free, because they will not be making a Destiny 3. They have already, like, because there have been people suspicious, like, oh, are they going to make a Destiny 3? And they've already confirmed, like, no, we're not making a Destiny 3. In fact, we're going to be laying off a bunch of people who are currently working for our company. As it currently stands, Bungie is hemorrhaging. They are hemorrhaging really, really bad right now, and they're ending Destiny 2 prematurely before before when they said they would, because they're not doing well enough. They can't manage their own game well enough anymore. They don't have the spark, the talent, the care, the want, the passion. There isn't enough of it there anymore, and so Destiny 2 is coming to an end. And what will Bungie have after that but Marathon? And I've said it once, and I'll say it every single time afterwards. Like it or not, Marathon is just another extraction shooter. It is nothing special, I'm afraid. It is just another extraction shooter with a different thematical coat of paint over it, which captured people's attention initially. Now, after its debut month where people gush about it for a bit, it's sitting at around the 9 to 10k player range, hardly sustainable, very low numbers. I wouldn't consider that good at all given Bungie's track record. And Marathon is a very low return game. A lot of it is just kind of the same thing in repetition, with minimal reward, especially if people take your reward by killing you, because that's how extraction shooters work. And extraction shooters are also not everyone's cup of tea. I feel like a lot more people can get behind a story-based MMO shooter RPG like Destiny than they can an extraction shooter. I feel like an extraction shooter game is for a specific audience, and you cannot fully translate the entire Destiny audience into Marathon audience. And I'm exact proof of that, because I have not bought Marathon. I will not buy Marathon. I'm completely disinterested in Marathon as a game and as a concept. And so, unfortunately, with the simple fact that they cannot translate all Destiny fans into Marathon fans and Marathon players, Marathon will not make the same numbers, the same players, the same money as Destiny did. And it's looking like Bungie may very well kinda slow burn crash from here. I apologize if ads get in the way while I'm talking. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. If you are curious for what I say anyway, I suppose you can always look back at the VOD. I'm gonna end it here soon anyhow. Sorry for the inconvenience on that. I hate when ads get in the way. But basically, Marathon is not a game that's going to catch lightning in a bottle like Destiny did. And I feel like Bungie is they're going to get rid of Destiny 2. The only property they will have is Marathon, which is already dipping in numbers really hard and kind of fading into obscurity. They will have no money maker, and ultimately, Marathon is not going to make enough for Bungie to sustain itself, and Bungie as a company will probably... I wouldn't be surprised if within the next couple of months we see a news article saying that Sony, which currently owns Bungie, breaks down Bungie as a company and then just consumes it. Because that is something that Sony has done numerous times now to game companies that have not been able to keep up with demands and meet the status quo. They will just break down the company and consume it into the greater conglomerate of Sony. And of course, they will then deploy, these broken down groups into game dev teams as extra aid skeleton crews to help develop a new game coming out, for instance, that Sony wants to push. And so, I kind of have a feeling that the future is looking really bleak for Bungie, and it's an unfortunate thing. but to pay respects to Destiny as a game, as a story, as a concept, to pay respect to the voice actors, the artists, the writers, the programmers, the coders, the game designers, to pay respects to all of the hard-working men and women who put the game together. Not the assholes at the very tippity top that ruin the company and the game, especially with the layoffs we saw happening towards Final Shape, where they got rid of, like, OGs from Halo days. Not them. But to pay respects to everyone below that chain, the good ones who have stuck with the company through thick and thin and either were rewarded by being fired and laid off, or rewarded by being still kept in the company but watching the passion drain from their game over time. To pay them those proper respects, I feel it's only right to play Destiny 2 as much as I can in present day, complete all the content I have yet to, play Age of Triumphs, and end on a happy note with Destiny 2. And so that's what I think I'm going to do moving forward. With the end of this mini-series where we're playing through all of Destiny 1, now that that's over, I'm going to start streaming Destiny 2 gameplay, so it'll be a little more fast-paced, present-day Destiny, of course, but I can play through a lot of the story going on there, complete that, and then experience Age of Triumph with you guys and with the rest of the community that's kind of giving this game a send-off, seeing it on its way out. I think that's the best way to go about it personally. So that is my plan. But before that, sorry, I've neglected to look at chat a little bit. Destiny's changed my life in ways I couldn't have imagined. I moved cities and moved in with a clan member. When one of the clan members had their house flood, other clan members who we had never met showed up and helped clean it out. It's an unreal community. That's absolutely correct. No, you're absolutely right for that. Destiny created an unreal and a beautiful community. I think it goes without saying that any community will always have its bad apples. That's just how it is. But for what it's worth, Destiny always tried to promote and prioritize good-willed community and good-willed community members, and it succeeded in that goal time after time after time, again and again and again, whether it was fundraisers, celebrations of things like Pride, for instance, and support for those things, support for various different charities, donations, or just being, a good community, working together, instilling friendship, teamwork, hand in hand, generosity, working together, stuff like that. Just those good, wholesome values. Bungie did a lot to weave a lot of people together in that way, and Destiny and its community, the good sides of it anyway, have been beautiful, truly. And it has been an experience to behold. It's one of those things that has affected and impacted me so deeply anyway, that I will speak about it for years and years to come. That's probably disconnected for, removed for inactivity. I stood there too long. But Destiny has been a beautiful experience. So has its community, and it's something that I will talk about to friends, family, loved ones, and even just remember and reminisce on for ages to come. And even long after the game servers have maybe shut down, I will continue to show my love and appreciation for the game by listening to its music, sharing that around, creating things inspired by it, based off of it, renditions of things from it. Even now, where I mostly do a lot of VR chat roleplay, a lot of it is doing model work and taking models from Destiny 1 and from Destiny 2 and doing them all up and everything. And that's, every time I make one of those, it's like a little love letter to Destiny, to Bungie, at least the better parts of Bungie. But it truly has been a beautiful game, Destiny. So, with that said, it's with a heavy heart. Unfortunately, Destiny 2 is coming to an end, and what's worse is it's not in the best state. It could be in a better state of being, but that's just not in the heart of the cards, unfortunately. And so I think it's better that Bungie stop while they're ahead. Maybe this is just better for them. It's very clear based off of the timeline of how things have been going. There's no way they were able to save the game from the current state that it was in. No matter what they did, they would not be able to please the community, and that's not the community's fault. Bungie has, or the higher-ups at Bungie anyway, have kind of stepped on the toes of and spat in the faces of the community so many times in recent history. It's like a boy who cried wolf situation. There's only so many times Bungie as a company, at least its higher-ups, can fuck up before the community decide they're fed up with it. So at this point, it feels like nothing Bungie does will ever be able to redeem Destiny 2 and its current state, and that's nobody's fault but Bungie's. But I at least respect their decision to decide to stop while they're ahead, pull the plug on Destiny, and initiate an Age of Triumph, while it is still within a maybe slightly negative leaning state, but still goodwill. I feel like there's still enough goodwill left in Destiny 2, in its current state, to have a happy ending, or maybe a bittersweet ending at best, with the Age of Triumphs coming into effect. If they tried to continue Destiny 2 and continue dropping the ball and continuing to piss off players, and then pulled the e-brake and created the Age of Triumphs, then I think by that point I don't know if there would be enough goodwill left and enough patience. But as it currently stands, they just can't. They have lost the passion. They've lost way too many heads within the company. It's like the game, the Ship of Theseus, right? The concept where if you take a ship and, that is made out of wood, it's something along those lines where it's like, take a ship, remake that exact same ship, but it's with different wood this time instead. Like it's the same, ship made out of like oak wood or whatever. Take it apart, build it back up with oak wood again, but it comes from different trees. It's completely resourced. Is it still the same ship? Is the basic point? And it's like the Bungie, as it were, has cycled out so many of the old talent that made Destiny what it is. The community managers who made a very passionate game and community, the programmers, artists both visually speaking, in the way of like concept arting and all that, and even artists such as Michael Salvatore, who is a brilliant composer, wonderful music creator. This is an individual who's made music for Halo and Destiny 1 and a good portion of Destiny 2. 25 years that man has worked for the company effectively, maybe even longer. And they rewarded that service, that dedication, that time, that loyalty to the company by cutting him off when they were having like Lightfall layoffs or like post Lightfall layoffs. They got rid of him, and so it's like, again, with the whole Ship of Theseus analogy, if you pull apart this whole ship and put it back together with different pieces of wood, is it still the same ship? If you take apart this passionate, happy-go-lucky, we want to do good things and foster a good community and have fun making a game and telling cool stories team, if you pull this team apart and put them back together with different team members that maybe functionally fill the same roles as these prior people, but they're still different people, different agendas, etc., is it the same game company? Is it the same passionate group that worked on the game this whole time, that still has the same outlook for the game, that still has the same passion for the game, the same ideas, the same progress into the future, the same progressive path for the game? You know what I mean? And so, unfortunately, the OGs that made Destiny 1 and most of Destiny 2 what it was, there's just not enough of them left in the company. And so now you have all of this new blood that is just kind of following orders from the top, and the top is in a very incompetent and shattered state. And for whatever reason, they just cannot make a decision to save this game. So, with all of that said, that's what brings me to my point of saying, because they can't seem to make it work, I think it's better that they pull the plug on the game now and go through the Age of Triumphs and let people remember the game for the good times it had in both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, and remember the good memories they've made with the game throughout its entire legacy from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Remembering all those good times, I think it's better to do that than it is to put it on life support and try to continue feeding it content and trying to feed the community who's just completely unimpressed with Bungie's performance lately. It's a shame to see it end in such a state, and, you know, a great many, myself included, wish that it could have ended in a more positive state, but I will still settle for second best. I will still absolutely settle for second best. I will still settle for ending on a bittersweet note where things were kind of starting to take a dip back there, but they decided to just stop the game rather than go any further and make the problem worse. Feed the flame. I would rather them stop where they are. So it'll be a bit of a bittersweet ending, but it is what it is. It's better for the game this way, I figure. That's how I've come to cope with it, I suppose. It is better this way. Thankfully, even after Age of Triumphs, Destiny 2 will still be available, just as Destiny 1 is. The game may not receive any more live updates and the like, but they still plan on leaving it in a playable state. And I know damn well I have plenty of missions and side quests and all this other bullshit that I need to get done from, like, years of work and shit. So, who knows? Maybe we can all sit down and work through that together, huh? We'll do an exotic weapon side quest that has me get, like, 1,200 hyper-specific weapon kills for an exotic weapon. Or a catalyst, and it just completes one step of the quest. That'll be fun. Get 500 crucible kills while tickling somebody's balls for the Wither Horde. Perfect. So that's what we can do, gang. We'll have fun doing that, I'm sure. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this stream. I would say it was a bit of a short one, but 2 hours, or close to it anyway, is about where we get with Destiny-related gaming streams. Playing through Destiny 1 anyway. For the most part, that's how far we usually get before I decide to call it quits, but that's it. We have done it. We have gotten through Destiny 1, we have experienced the beautiful story that it as a base game and all 4 of its DLCs offer, and Destiny 1 is complete. Our Guardian is remembered for getting rid of Siva, becoming a young wolf, an Iron Lord, and we begin to celebrate ceremoniously in the tower. And it is during this celebration that a warmonger by the name of Ghaul and a Cabal Legion that he calls the Red Legion decide to mount an attack on the tower. This is likely a couple months after we get rid of Siva. We decide to have a big commemorative celebration for all of our feats. And then Ghaul mounts his forces and attacks us while we're going through with this celebration. So, don't be surprised if I delete my character for some reason in Destiny 2 and start up with... Well, actually, you can't even play vanilla game Destiny 2 anyways, because they got rid of it, and then got a lawsuit over it. I'm not going to keep shitting on them for that, but Red War is just completely unplayable. It's just gone, like, invisible content. So I guess do be surprised if I somehow find a way to play through Red War. I will not. It's impossible. But yeah, that's how the timeline is. We got rid of Siva back there. A couple months later, we're celebrating everything. Oh yeah, we did it, guys. We got rid of Atheon. We got rid of Crota. We got rid of Skolas. We got rid of Oryx. We got rid of Axis. We've done so great. Let's celebrate. And then Gaul is like, yeah, I'm gonna put the Traveler in a hamster ball. So that's the timeline, and then everything else happens in Destiny 2. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to give my stream a watch. I do love and appreciate each and every single one of you. It's been a lot of fun going through this adventure of replaying Destiny 1 and streaming it, and being able to have fun gaming with you guys. Destiny 1 is a impactful and beautiful game that spawned an equally impactful and beautiful supportive community. And I think ultimately, while it's had its highs and lows, Destiny 1 will not be remembered for the bad times, but it will be remembered instead for the good. And I think it is better to be remembered and revered as a good and beautiful game and community than it is to be remembered as this hateful sludge of nothing. And I don't think Destiny deserves that, not for a second. And I don't think it'll ever get that. I think there will be some, like, sourpuss motherfuckers out there who feel like it's worth shitting on Destiny still, even in its current state. People who are like, oh, I can't wait for this game and its stupid fucking studio to die. You know, I'm sure there will be some people out there that are just complete, like, pissants about it, but for the most part, it is better to remember it for the good times, the nostalgia, and the community that it sprung up, than, you know, a couple oopsies from their development company. So that's how I'm gonna go remembering it anyway. To each their own on that front. All the same, I love and appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for following me on this journey of getting through Destiny 1. And I will likely be back sometime soon, maybe within the next couple of weeks, with some Destiny 2 gameplay, while we make our way through the Edge of Fate story, and slowly prepare for the Age of Triumph, where we see Destiny 2 out. Alright, it's getting late, so I will catch you guys later. Love and appreciate you guys. And stay tuned. I do intend on getting back into doing VR chat roleplay streams. I've just been having trouble with my OBS lately. It's the recording software that I use. It's been giving me some trouble lately. I need to sit down with somebody who knows how to use it to see if I can get this problem fixed, because every time I've tried streaming VR chat lately, it just comes up as a black screen. So I'll have to sit down with someone who knows what they're doing to get it fixed, but that's the reason I haven't been streaming that lately. But when I do get that up and running, I promise I will start trying to break out and do more VR chat roleplay streams again. But until then, I will really, truly let you guys go now. I love you all, and have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Goodbye. Mwah.